Okay, it says we are live. Hope everybody is doing well. I see 67 Rebel SST AMC here. I see Dan O'Neill is here. So everybody I see in the chat so far. This is just our late night gun chat. What do you guys want to talk about? First of all, I'm going to start off with like the 10,000 subscriber giveaways going pretty well. Y'all have boosted the video I asked you to share up. It's getting back into the YouTube algorithm. Went from 1,200 views every 48 hours to 3,600 views every 48 hours. So thanks a bunch. Remember, if you haven't gotten in on the 10,000 subscriber giveaway, it's 2 different rifles. You can go check out the original video. And it is, you have to be subscribed to both my channels, this channel, and you got to be subscribed to the music channel, which I put the link in the chat already. And then you also have to, you can put a comment in the regular video. That's 1 entry. Share the top 10 bear guns video for 3 entries. Each time you share it, you can share it twice. And then $1 on Patreon each time, or 10 for every $1 entries on Patreon. And then also you can do, you can make a VR and get 9 entries. So 2 thumbs down already. That's good. It hits the algorithms. Who cares? So bless those. So let's see. We've got some more people in here now. We've got Brownies for my fat. Mad Sexy is here. Grizzly Crazy, what is up? Brastard, 2 thumbs down, LOL. Yep. Well, you know, some people just don't have taste. What can I say? Hit the like button. Thank you very much. R4 Mississippi Thunder. Hey, how are y'all tonight? I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. So make sure that other people that have channels in here, you go subscribe to them. So you should be able to click on their name in the YouTube chat. Excuse me, and be able to go subscribe to them if they have a channel. So this is Late Night Gun Chat. What do y'all want to talk about? First of all, I do want to talk about my t-shirts. And so I'm going to share screen for a little bit here. And this is our t-shirt, and it is the Alaskan flag with all gun laws are infringements on it. Stay vigilant, Alaskan ballistics down there. A little less to print it on the back. So then printing it on the back. So you got the Big Dipper with the North Star. That's kind of Alaska's flag. It is Alaska's flag. So you can see right there, I've sold 9 that raised $50. The first 7 or first 6, first 7, you don't make anything off of. That's for them to get everything ready and them do the thing. So 24 days left. So get your Alaskan ballistics t-shirts. This will help me get microphones and lights and all that kind of jazz for the channel, and possibly some new testing toys. And I've got plenty of ammo right now, unlike the stores, but it is what it is. So let's go back. I'm going to stop screen sharing here. Doing great. Let's see. James Pugh is here. What's tonight's topic? Mad Sexy Band. We don't have a topic. Like we just talk about guns. It ends up being what's best about guns and bear every night. But it's just user-driven questions. Whatever you guys want to ask, I'm all good for it. What's up, gun people? Show just what's up. Doing great. That's good to hear. So baby and mama are doing pretty good. Some struggles nursing there, but overall they're doing pretty good. He's gaining weight still, so that's good. And hopefully we'll be out of the woods yet. I'm dead tired. So on the whole t-shirt thing, I had somebody comment on one of the posts that they'll buy a t-shirt when we kick out Lisa Murkowski, and there's only 4 weeks left to buy a t-shirt, and she's not up till 2022. When she's up for election, then we will try to kick her out. There's a whole Facebook group going. Nobody wants her in. Nobody wanted her in last time. She lost the Republican primary, so then ran as an independent. And she basically split the vote of both the Democrats and the Republicans and got in there. So, thanks for keeping track of a Brastard 762. So, how you been? I've been tired and sleepy and fatigued. You know how it is. New baby cries all night. So, anyway, he's been asleep since I got home. So, anyway, gun questions. Like, what do y'all want to talk about? I know Cabela's is having a lot of guns. Like, if you look them up online, they're like half price. But then when you get to the store, they're not there. But there are other guns that are like a lot of sales on them. So I'm not advocating you go buy a gun, YouTube advertisers who are watching, but just saying there's places. Should I buy more brass 7.62 by 39? Found a decent deal. Yeah, you should. Review. So I should buy more brass 7.62. Yeah, I like brass. You can reload it. You can put different bullets in it when you reload it. Like, yeah, I definitely should. This is something I showed you. Thanks for joining the chat. This is the first time I've seen you in the chat, but I'm so glad that I bought cheap ammo for the last 3 years because I'm fully stocked. Exactly. You have to run around panic buying, saying, do I have enough of this? Do I not have enough of that? You buy a little bit of ammo to stock, preferably personal defense stuff, every time you go to the store, every paycheck. Put $100 aside, $50 aside, whatever you can afford for ammo. And in 3 years, since the last big ammo crisis ended with the 22 ammo, you're probably stocked up on 22. You're probably stocked up on 9 or 45 or whatever it is you shoot, 5.56, 223. So definitely that's that. Okay, good question here. Mad Sexy, is Sarah Palin a good person or is she a Dianne Feinstein? I don't think she's a Dianne Feinstein. I don't know that she isn't a Lisa Murkowski. So there is that. I think she's going to be better than Murkowski, but I don't think if it's a choice between her and Murkowski on the Republican ticket, obviously we pick Sarah Palin. But it is who it is what it is. So hopefully there's a few. I know there are a few people running against Murkowski already. So that's good. So we got to get her out. Anything we do to get her out. Yo, gun people. What's up, Mr. FMH? Need some 7.62 by 39 brass. I've only 15 I found. Wow. 5.56, 2023, some to none, but 7.62 by 39 plentiful. Ooh, wow. Yeah, I haven't done that. So I bought a Beretta PX4 Storm subcompact from $199.90 from Cabela's. Cannot believe it shipped. Yeah, oh, wow, yeah, but you got a good deal then. You got a really good deal. Let's see. I got a crap load of brass and bullet. That's good, yeah. To load up. If you ever go hungry, you go com block. Hey, Chuck, getting late here, but wanted to stop in and say hi. Todd the Gun Guy's got a great little channel. Make sure you go check him out. So, there you go. Evening. Good evening, Alaska One Andy. So, make sure you, I need you Alaska people to really stop by and get the t-shirts so that you can wear them. So, we've only sold 9 so far. So, make sure you get your Alaskan Ballistics t-shirt. There's only 4 weeks to get them. So you Alaska people need to be wearing them around the Valley and Palmer and the Peninsula and Anchorage and all that jazz. So let's see. But a load of shotgun ammo and 22 or ammo. Yeah, 22 ammo is scarce here right now. Really scarce. Ton of shotgun ammo. Ever heard of the Brown Family from Alaska Bush People TV show? No, I haven't because I don't watch that show. You know, if I want to go see Alaska Bush People, I'll go out to Alaska Bush. But so every day I go out shopping and grab a box of ammo. After a while, I have mountains of 22 LR, 5.56, 7.62 by 54, ECT, etc. I share when I go shooting. There you go. Hello from Calgary. Good. It's good to see you, Thomas Pickering. So please hit the like button. Definitely appreciate that. Got 26 people in here. I do reload. There you go. I got buckets of brass, but not what I want. 7.62 by 39. By 54 by 25, yeah. Yeah, mostly 9. I mostly find 223 and 9. Yeah, we can't even find 9mm up here. It came in the other day, but what do you think will happen if Trump isn't reelected? I think Republicans will keep one of the House or the Senate, and I think we'll have a do-nothing Congress, and they'll keep Biden accountable. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to win. I'm not going to even make a prediction. I know my guy's going to lose because I'm writing in Rand Paul. I don't vote for people who betrayed their members. Stood up in front of the NRA, said the Second Amendment or the war on your Second Amendment rights is over, and then does the same thing or more that Obama did. So I can't vote for him. But so what do you think? I mean, he's better than Biden, yes, but in the same way that eating diarrhea is better than eating a turd, or vice versa, whatever that is. So, Republicans and Democrats, Same wing, right wing, left wing, same bird falling from the sky right now. That's how our country is. So, all right. Yeah, really, this choice this election, you have a choice between a New York liberal and a New Jersey leftist. I mean, that's what your choice is. And he's got the largest deficit in history right now, and he's got numerous Second Amendment violations, if you will. So one of which he went around the Constitution. He should be impeached for the bump stock ban. Simple. All right. So you don't lie to the American public and tell an agency to lie to the American public and reinterpret the law. That's a crime, in my opinion. I don't know what law it broke, but I'm sure it is. Okay, plenty of shotgun shells, apparently. Yeah, shotgun shells all over the place. No 28 gauge there? I mean, you got everything there but 28 and the really, really rare 32 gauge. I bet y'all didn't know that was there. Never seen one personally. I've only heard about it. So, 16 gauge, I love 16 gauge. It's awesome. I want that Browning Sweet 16, but I just can't afford it. So, yeah, I started casting bullets. That's good. Have Brent use Starline brass as new. I understand. I hear that. I understand your complaints to them. Yeah. So, but the leftist wants Beto in charge of his gun control. Good. Boogaloo. It's time to go. Feel sorry for the youngsters that will be reading about this period in the history of the U.S. You're assuming that they're going to be able to read history. But yeah, I agree with your sentiment there, Big Al. Big Al's got a good channel. Go subscribe to him. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't been picking up brass lately. I usually sell it to reloaders, scrap, or to brass sellers. I need to get back at it. Yep. So one thing what Browning 16 gauge? It's the Browning Sweet 16. It's a kind of a modeled after their A5, their new addition to the A5. It's a wood stock, gorgeous walnut, great finish on it. Semi-automatic 16 gauge. It's called the Sweet 16. It's sweet. It's the only Browning gun I've ever wanted to buy since the last time I owned a Browning gun, and they sucked. So I'll never buy another Browning rifle. That's for sure. They're just not accurate, The bump stock brand has set a precedent that the Democrats would gladly take advantage of. Yes, absolutely. If you don't understand why the bump stock ban is so important, like they'll be able to reinterpret the law any way they want to and get the agency to go along with it. That's what they'll be able to do. I'm just saying. So, been 120 degrees here. Oh man, I would melt. It's like 75 out right now, and I'm just like pouring sweat. It's crazy. I hate the heat. 16 gauge means bruised shoulder. No, it doesn't kick that bad. Not my grandfather's 870. They didn't kick that bad. See, I've got a Remington Model 11 12 gauge that's been in the family since 1928. Nice. That's cool. Do a video on that. Have you done a video on that? I need to see it. What's your import-export laws on ammo and brass? So brass and bullets, they can be shipped here. No problem. Primers, powder, and loaded ammunition or primed brass has to be shipped from an importer-exporter in Washington State, put on a barge up here, and then it's like $150 to get it off the barge up here. So you go with a whole crate, $150 minimum. So that's why I don't have, like, if you see something new ammo out that's supposed to be the latest, greatest thing, I'm not going to have it on the channel for 5 or 6 weeks at the latest. So been 92 here in Pennsylvania, finally getting rain. Oh gosh, yeah. Got some rain the other day. It was pouring. It was like I hadn't seen it like raining cats and dogs here. It doesn't rain here like it rains in Georgia. I got a Smith & Wesson Model 69 when I first came up. Good concealed carry. Yeah, it's great concealed carry. My LC Smith 16 gauge is sweet. Oh yeah, do a video on that one too. From 1920. Oh man. Yeah, 16 gauge has got a special place in my heart. My grandfather had one. Lever Guns is here. Lever Guns is here. Hi, everyone. Yep. So Grizzly Crazy is saying Browning Sweet 16 at $1368.99. Yeah, that's still way. I mean, you better go buy, like, if you want me to have it on the channel, you better go buy like 17 t-shirts each. So we do have the Alaskan Ballistics t-shirts in case you haven't watched early. The link is in the chat already. Let me go find the link to double check here. So here we are. So that's a really long link, but hopefully that showed up. Yeah, it looks like it got into two different things here. Anyway, the link is in the video description as well. But so James Pugh picked up some brass from my parents' house. They were going to scrap it. It was 40 rounds of 45-70 and 20 rounds of 338. Yeah, 338 Win Mags. That's expensive stuff there. There's that. Grizzly Crazy's thinking of getting that Sweet 16. Yeah, do it. Do it. Finding an old one would be better, but .16 gauge was hurt by not being included when they redid the rules for skeet. Oh, I didn't know about that. So if you go to like an official skeet match, you can't shoot 16 gauge. Is that what's up? I don't know. I mean, just like ask me. Tell me what's up. There's that. Batman RMG. Man, I wish I was able to join tonight. 95 degrees today here. And man, I'm heat beat. Man, it got up to like 85 or 86 here. So just think you were only like 9 degrees warmer than Alaska. That's next time you get that hot, that's what you got to think, man. 9 degrees warmer than Alaska. So, of course, if it starts raining and gets overcast here, it's like 40, which is nice. It's like t-shirt weather. So, anyway, Pat Rillman at Genius got some great videos going on. So, got that Henry X all spiced up. So, man, I've been looking for that Ranger Point precision muzzle brake, and that has just been, awful hard to find. They've been out of stock since your video, man. Don't forget your Patreon at Alaskan Ballistics. Yeah, we have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/Alaskan Ballistics. So that's that. Lever Gun, what's up, Pat? The Gun Snob, what's up, man? It's good to see you. Gun Snob's got a really good channel. I like his This Old Gun series. There's a lot of good information on some older guns there. It's a really good series. Yeah, I've actually put the Gun Snob up for the Gun Collective's Gun Tuber of the Week several times. I've been emailing John Patton saying you need to check out the Gun Snob. His quality's good. His video's good. So I don't know. He hadn't said anything. So yeah. But anyway, does anyone have an 8-gauge shotgun or a punt gun? Be awesome to see y'all shooting it. Yeah, no. No. Dad has an old A5 12 gauge. It was made by Savage. Runs it as his small game gun. Yeah, it's good. So, yeah. Yeah. Snob love. All right. So, anyway, we are got some videos coming up. I think tomorrow's a 30-06 video. The week after that, we have a 40 Smith & Wesson video. Then after that, I'm trying to get the 10mm versus 44 Magnum short barrel bear edition. So that's that. So it looks like we got a good question here. Can you give a brief explanation of the difference between hunting and fishing resident versus non-resident? Well, right now, a lot of non-resident travel is restricted for at least it was during bear season. But if you're not a resident, then you have to get a extremely expensive license. I think it's $185 plus all your tags for each animal. So like a moose tag's $800, or was a few years ago. I don't know what they are now. Caribou tag $650, a black bear's $450, a brown bear tag or a sheep or something like that is $900 or $1,000. Brown bear and sheep and goat you have to have a guide for. You can't go on your own, or it has to be a close relative of the first degree or something like that. So, so there's that. It's much more expensive, plus your flight up here. You have to get drawn just about. There's no harvest ticket for non-residence areas, just about. There are a few where you can just get a harvest ticket over the counter and you could go. But for most things, you have to get drawn. If you move to Alaska, you have to be a resident a whole year and be able to prove it before you can hunt with an Alaska resident, unless you're military. So that's that. Well, that's about all I know. Thanks for that. You're welcome, man. Carry my 629 3-inch 44 Magnum today and a Kel-Tec PF9 147 grain HST, a truck AR-10 pistol, and a Glock 19 with a 100-round Glock 26 Remington Tac 13 with a brace, and a 500 Smith & Wesson mag. Now, that's a lot of guns to carry at once. I thought I carried a lot. That's a lot of guns. So, how many bad revolvers did you have? Did the store and send them back to Taurus? About 6. 6 bad revolvers from Taurus. I've actually found a Ruger the other day. It was doing the same thing. I think it was LCR. So it was spinning, like you close the thing and you could just sit there and spin it. A double action revolver. So what about buying guns in Alaska? Oh, just go to the store, you fill out the background check form, you buy the gun. I mean, it's the same thing as anywhere else. If you have a permit, you can do that. So that's that. Ordered parts from a Uberti, hoping to fit a Russian-made Smith & Wesson 3 my grandpa captured from the Japanese. It got 6-week back order. Wow. What are the hunting prices for residents? Okay, now here's what's bad. For residents, it's a $45 license, and moose, caribou, and everything but brown bear is included in that license. I just get a harvest ticket over the counter for whatever I'm hunting. And then the brown bear is $25. So that's the difference in prices. Yeah. As far as flying out to go get your animal or on a plane trip or something like that, the prices are still expensive. So that's that. Nice to see a few new videos head out. Yep, I have videos come out every Wednesday. So make sure you know that. You leave it with it in the same day. Sorry, I'm California. Yeah, you leave with it in the same day. As long as your background check is approved that day. Does still sell that damn Taurus front sights? I'm still looking 2 months later. Storm Numeric, you gave me info last time on a chat. I got the pin 8 weeks later. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Cabela's does not sell any sights. I know that. So it pays to be a resident. Absolutely. It does. And once a year, you get free guns because they send the PFD money to you. So permanent fund dividend. Well, that's probably going away because the libs want to spend it all on education. And they're overexpending. So I can fly. I have my pilot's license. It's cool. Fly me out. There's a couple hunts I want you to do. Fly me out. What's your opinion on the red flag law versus military personnel? Oh, this is singling out military personnel. I really think that military personnel should march on Washington for this. This is just awful. I know you sent it to me over on Instagram, and I watched it, and I watched Guns and Gadgets video today. Somebody who's if you are a moderator, put the Guns and Gadget video on that in the chat if you want to. But no, it's just awful. Most of the bill is a military spending bill, which, in my opinion, we have to cut military spending. I don't like cutting military spending, but our budget's inflated so much, we got to cut it some. Of course, military spending still half of what Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, all that jazz is. But it's still not what entitlement spending is. But we got to cut everything. It may not be the meat and potatoes of the budget, but it's definitely the side of green beans. So, definitely have to end up. We have to have a balanced budget in the United States if we want to have a United States for our children. It's that simple. Our own worst enemies are in Washington, not anybody that could attack or invade us. All right, gotta go. Have a good night, man. Later, snob. So, anyway, going back to that. The red flag laws are pretty awful. To single out military personnel and to hide it in a bill like that, no good. And like until we start arresting these politicians who do this crap, Nancy Pelosi, you know, here in Alaska, Guarantar, and all this other stuff, and put out these unconstitutional things, until we start arresting them and putting them under house arrest, that's that. Is Chuk really getting a mail order Asian bride, or is that a running gag? Typically, I think he's really getting a mail order Russian bride, or I mean, Asian bride. So, you know, I don't know what she sees in him, but I mean, probably free green card. But anyway, I told him you get a prenup for that, though. So he goes, "But Chuck, we're real people with real feelings," and I'm like, "You met her like once." Anyway, good for Chuk. Yeah, well, you notice he came back all sick, and we all laughed that he had coronavirus, but it was probably syphilis. All right. There are no consequences for these people. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is there's not enough checks and balances on power. We absolutely have to have term limits for senators, that kind of thing, and for congressmen. And, yeah, it's absolutely got to have it. So there's a nasty taste in my mouth every time I say her name. Yeah, there we go. So my backyard smoking a cigar and bourbon bullet and a Glock 40 and a 45-70 Marlin Cowboy, 9+1. I once had this dream about the Marlin Cowboy. I was working a shop in Griffin, Georgia, Barry Sporting Goods, and we had one on the shelf, and I'd pick it up and I'd like fondle it because it was so beautiful. And that night I had this dream that I was standing outside a country church. It was right after 9/11, so all of these terrorists on horseback came, and I was just getting them with the 1895 Cowboy 9-shot. It was just awesome. So, yeah, that was my dream. That's my dream gun. So, looks like we got Pat Mailman, a genius in the dark over there, joining us. Pat, what's up, man?
Not much. How's it going, man? I decided to go ahead and join in. 95 degrees today is just not an excuse to miss this.
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate it, but yeah, it is too. 95 is hot. That's that. So, all right. Trump was asked about red flag laws. If I remember correctly, his response was take the guns first, due process second. Yeah, and that's why I cannot vote for him. Like, I cannot in good conscience vote for him, because that's not even a Second Amendment issue. That's a Fifth Amendment issue right there. Okay? That is a Fifth Amendment issue right there. We don't have to invoke the Second Amendment on this one. It's a Fifth Amendment problem. You're facing your accusers out. You're not facing your accusers, and you're getting the sentence and the trial. You have the right to a trial by jury, and you're not being charged with the crime. You're just somebody's word, somebody's whim, you know, getting things taken away. What do you think, Pat?
Oh, that violates first, second, fourth, fifth. You could just keep going. Red flag laws are bad all over.
Yes, they are. And here's the thing. If people really cared about preventing mass shootings, you could just do a verified threat law. Like, somebody posted something on the internet, I'm going to go shoot someplace up. And, okay, they posted it on the internet. You now have a verified threat. They're making a terroristic threat. That is already a crime in most states. Like, then you can go arrest them for making the threat. Okay? But you shouldn't have a red flag law for where anybody can say anything about anybody. No, that's awful. So,
yeah, no, I am adamantly against any of that. I absolutely, anytime that stuff comes up, I'm calling the state representatives and just letting them know that this is not what we want.
Yeah, and I actually posted on the website, the Facebook of the person who introduced red flag laws here in Alaska. This is illegal. This is unconstitutional, and you are guilty of dereliction of duty and should be arrested for this. She wanted to debate me on it. I'm like, no, there is no debate. You're wrong. You're morally wrong. You're sinning. You should go to hell and eat a bowl full of stuff, you know. So anyway. Trump is anti-2A. Yes, absolutely he is. He's a New York liberal. I mean, our choices this year are between a New York liberal and a New Jersey leftist. I mean, that's what our choices are. So, on average, how many animals do you harvest yearly? Probably 10 to 15 ducks, 5 to 8 grouse, and a caribou. It's probably what I do. Occasionally, I'll get a bear. That's not a yearly thing. So, What about you, Pat? How many deer do you get a year?
I have actually just not been in a deer stand in a while. I need to get into it. I worked a job that required a lot of overtime. I got out of it 1 year, and that was all it took to ruin me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, we will. I will have to do that. So, what is next? We gonna become Canadians? No, we are gonna. No, we're not giving up that. We're gonna become. We are gonna claim our American right. That's what's next. So, gotta go. Great talking to you. See you. All right, Matt Sexy. Can see you, man. This isn't going to be fixed by voting in politicians. Yes, any of you who watch John Mark and his channel, he's done the math. You cannot outvote the left right now. The left, the left is what it is. So, howdy, gents. We got Drop It Like It's Scott. What's good to eat on a bear? Everything. It depends when you get a bear. A black bear, especially. You get it before salmon season, man. You grind that thing up into burger, the whole thing. And my wife's family likes eating the ribs. They smoke the ribs. It's pretty good. So brown bear, if you get an interior grizzly before salmon season, you can get a pretty decent meat on the tenderloins. So
that just sounds good.
What's
up,
good.
James?
Yep. Yeah, James is like the #1 commenter on my channel. He's found my channel and he is the #1 commenter. I love it.
Oh, he's an excellent commenter over on my side too.
Cool. I like it. The juice. I'm feeling a lot of melanin in this room.
Oh, I can change the number. Let me see here. I got this light. Look, we can go warm. We can go cool. So we can turn the melanin up. I think that's what the juice is talking about.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Planning on buying one of these muzzle loaders. Are you into muzzle loading? Because I'm not. It just doesn't appeal to me.
I don't like the maintenance.
Yeah, that's where I've seen. I think I've shot one once. So I guess some animals are more expensive to hunt. Moose, elk, browns. Yeah, browns not so much here, but they are for out of state. Elk are just as expensive for me in state as it would be for Pat or anybody else out of state because I'd have to fly, except for the permit. I'd have to fly to a Fognak Island or a couple other islands, Kodiak Island, and hunt elk. And I don't really want to hunt elk on Kodiak Island because there's some really big things that live there that will eat your elk kill and stalk you for it. So, Tom stopped in to say hi. It's good to see you, man. So, he's got the funniest rated on my bear defense. Got the funniest rated comment on my bear defense video. It's like, we got bears in Chicago and any defense stops them. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Are you proposing violence instead of voting? I think it's going to be proposed on us. I really do. I'm not going to go personally go do any violence to stop things, but but I think it's going to be put on us at some point to where we're going to have to defend ourselves. So, is melanin not welcome here? Of course, you're welcome here. So,
oh no, I can turn it up. I think he's talking about the skin pigment when I was melatonin. I think that's what it is.
Melanin is the skin pigment. Melatonin is something else. I don't know. Maybe I'm
now confused. That's what I'm going to do when I'm going to sleep. That's it.
Oh, congrats. Thank you, man.
Oh, yeah. Congrats on 10K.
Yeah, thanks. Do the CZ owners smell like garlic, hummus, and Alaska like they do here in Georgia? Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't eat hummus anymore because of my bean allergies. But yeah, I do own one CZ, but it's a 22 bolt action. I love the thing. It's a cool little gun, but it's so quiet. But
I'm a total CZ fanboy, and I do not smell like garlic hummus. I'm one state north of you, and I don't smell like garlic hummus.
Yeah. Tom says, are you saying CZ owners have bad breath? All right. How many bolts per minute could one fire in a crossbow? Ooh. I don't know. I mean, I'd say you'd be lucky to get off 5 accurate shots. You'd be skilled to get off 5 accurate shots. When you have to pull, especially if it's one of those you have to pull or crank, either one's going to be bad. So, why the sad face, man? Or are you laughing so hard you're crying? I can't. I hate these little emojis because you can't tell what people mean sometimes because they're all that. Yeah. Here's a good question. My fiance wants to hunt too. Is 6.5 PRC good enough for caribou and black bear? Absolutely. Yeah. I would buy the brass and hand load Barnes LRX or Barnes TSX. But even with the Hornady ELDX, you'll be fine. So, Drop It Like It's Scott just broke 2,500 subscribers. He's got a really cool channel. Go check him out. He's got gun reviews. So it gets expensive doing gun reviews all the time, but yep, go check him out. Let's see. R4 Mississippi Thunder. I just broke 136. Well, I'm one of them. So everybody in the chat, go subscribe to R4 Mississippi Thunder, and everybody else. Drop It Like It's Scott. Tom Olson's got a good channel. Drop It Like It's Scott. Darth Yogi. Am I wrong? But reading Wiki, I came to understand Canada is not a country. 18-something deal. They were given land by a Hudson Bay Company. Weird how they become independent. So they are technically a Commonwealth nation. So they still owe allegiance to the Crown of England. But they pretty much function like a country. They're a country. You know anything about that?
I have not.
Yeah.
That's nothing I've paid any attention to.
Yeah. Is 40 caliber ideal for brown bears? Now, that depends on what you mean by caliber. Caliber can also mean just the diameter of the bullet. And no, the biggest caliber diameter bullet you can find is ideal for brown bears. You want penetration. You want the ability to destroy a lot of tissue. So that's that. 40 Smith & Wesson is definitely, if that's what you mean by 40 caliber, it's definitely not ideal. People have done it. People have done worse. Black bear, I know personally a guy who defended himself with a black bear in his house. He goes to my church. I need to sit there and do an interview with him. In his house, a brown bear and a black bear that came in, and all he had was his, he was working police at his time. He had his backup gun on him, and he had Spear Gold Dot in it, and it was a Glock 27. And he put 9 rounds of 40 Smith & Wesson in that black bear, killed it. And some of it went through the heart, some of it went through the neck eventually, and knocked it down. So that's that. So it's all crown land. Yeah, that might be it. So block with Underwood Extreme Penetrators, yeah, that'll do a good job. Okay.
I love South Park.
Yeah, it's been forever since I watched that. So, Carolina EDC's in here somewhere. Yeah, he's got a good little channel too. So, 40 was my favorite until I found 10. Well, yeah, 10 millimeter is the best millimeter for me. And for Pat, he eats it.
Oh, yes.
Breakfast. It's on videos.
I was eating it in that little video you did.
Yeah.
I love both 40 and 10.
What's that?
I love both 40 and 10, but go ahead.
I like them all. I'm surprised it hadn't got more views because it was kind of funny. And, I thought it was, that took me like 7 hours to edit for that little 2-minute music clip. And, I guess people wanted actual gun content and not something silly. But it's still, I got friends that when I start singing or humming it around them, they go, "Oh God," and they're like, "Don't get it stuck in my head" and all that jazz. So
I'm editing on one right now. Talking about having a lot of time in, I'm editing on one right now that it better just go wild. I'm going to put it on the AR15.com channel as the Franklin binary trigger. That thing is fun for the little 1022.
Oh, yeah, I need to get those.
I don't want to let too many secrets out, but that video is wide open, and I bet I'm at the 7-hour mark on it, just editing.
Oh yeah. So,
but of course, YouTube's like a lottery ticket. It's either your video is gonna be big or it won't.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. 9mm with 147 grain hard cast. Forgot the hard cast has dropped black in grizzly bears. Yes, it has. It has done it. Got lucky. That grizzly bear on the peninsula a few years ago, the fishing guide, the grizzly bear stopped in the middle of his charge and started lunging again. That's when the guy fired. So if that guy hadn't stopped, if that grizzly bear hadn't stopped in the middle of his charge, those people would be completely ate. I really like 10mm now that since I got my hands on one 1911, it was awesome. Yep. Yes. Okay. Underwood's best, Buffalo's best for bear. I would say in copper solids, you go the Underwood. If you're going hard cast, you probably go either or. Underwood loads the coated hard cast, so you can like shoot it out of a Glock barrel and it won't disturb it too much. Of course, Glocks, I still run a KKM barrel for that most of the time because it's fully supported. That's that. So, what do you think? Underwood best or Buffalo best? What do you think, Pat?
Well, that's just where we come into the thing. Bear here is a possibility, but it's just not going to be a normal occurrence. So, Tennessee, I couldn't do anything but speculate.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, Courtney was walking the baby in his stroller the other day, and somebody stopped their car and started yelling at her. Of course, she's reaching for a gun because we're not in the best neighborhood in Anchorage. And then she finally made out with saying, "There's a black bear in the yard behind you," and there's a black bear in our neighborhood. And we have a green belt maybe 100 or 200 yards away, so this is venturing out of the green belt in our neighborhood. The next morning, there was trash like spilled across the street. I went to drive, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." Right by the house that had the brown bear or the black bear in it. So, yeah, all she had on her was her Glock 43X loaded with 124 grain plus B HSTs. So,
but yeah, we have them. I can see the mountain within a mile or two, but the black bears, if they do come down, you rarely ever see them. Now, north of us in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, you can hang around up there and you'll see one. I mean, just all the time. But they literally just come down. They want to sniff out some kind of honey bun wrapper, pull it out of the trash, and they're gone. You don't hear too many human interactions with black bears here.
No. There was one roaming in my parents' neighborhood in North Georgia for a while. My mom finally saw it. So,
yeah, that would be probably Fort Mountain up that way, North Georgia.
LJ, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's just south of me.
Oh, cool. That binary procurement is probably next on the list to be named after the buckshot ban. Fits the same criteria, so buy them while you can. Yeah, I totally agree. So I was thinking about buying one for the AR-15, but, it'd just be more of a fun thing. I don't think I'd ever use that practically. I mean, keeping someone's head down, I'm going to be worried more about bugging out than I am getting in the fight. So, let's see. 240 rounds of Buffalo Bore for a Glock 20. Buffalo Bore is at the hard cast, or do you have Buffalo Bore like hollow point, or Buffalo Bore the 190 grain dangerous game? Because you shouldn't shoot the hard cast out of a Glock 20 unless you rebarrel it. You can shoot it, you can get away with it some, but if you shoot too much of it in a row, the hard cast lead will come off right in the front of the chamber where the rifling starts, that polygonal rifling starts, and it'll push it up in there, and it can cause an overpressure because it's having to push a lot of lead out in the way. So like shoot 10 rounds and clean your gun when you shoot that stuff. But make sure you put a KKM barrel or something in it. Yeah. If you had a 700 Remington Ultra Mag in long action, what would you build for moose and brown bear? Definitely be a 24-inch medium heavy fluted barrel, threaded with a compensator on it to get the recoil down. I'd have a raised cheek piece stock of some sort that's bedded properly. And for moose or brown bear, I would put on the 1-4 SIG Tango 4 that I have on my wife's AR-15, the 18-inch AR Palmetto State. I don't think I've done a video on that one, but that's a first focal plane. You can use it as a red dot in the thick woods, and you can do that. I still do use 338 Win Mag over 300 Remington Ultra Mag in either of those, and definitely use it over 300 or 338 Remington Ultra Mag because you can't find ammo for that up here. So that's that. I'm not a huge fan of 10 millimeter. That's okay. Jesus loves you anyway. So I'm just saying. I mean,
I've got a gun that just can't decide. It's a Ruger Blackhawk that's 10 millimeter and 40 convertible. It just can't decide.
Yeah.
But it's a dang fine shooter either way. I need to drag that gun out for a video.
You know, the 40 is turning into the Hulk when it becomes the 10 millimeter. You won't let me. Somebody did that in my video. They said, you won't like me at 10 millimeter, 40 Smith & Wesson. You won't like me when I'm angry. And it was like, then it was 10 millimeter. It was pretty cool. So.
No, I'm loving 40 right now. All the 9 millimeter guys are crying that they can't find ammo, and I'm just laughing in 40.
Yeah, seriously. I love 9 millimeter, and I've been able to find it here and there trickling in. But 40, I'm able to find more of it. So, birdshot is best for bear, I heard. Yeah, no. Whoever said that's gonna die.
No, it's Mr. H. He was talking about my lever action making space cadet noises today because I have absolutely brought a lever action into the 21st century.
Oh, there you go. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. 30-06 armor piercing incendiary. Yeah, can you ship me some? How's the new edition? Doing good. Doing good. Not giving Mama a break, but not doing good. My Glock 20 has less kick with 6-hour 180 grain than 5-inch Colt 1911 45 ACP. Yeah, now one thing about 1911s, everybody thinks because they're heavier that you're going to feel more recoil, but you have the dual recoil spring in the Glock, and polymer doesn't transfer, like the vibrations don't transfer through polymer like they do through steel. I mean, it's weird. I would rather shoot 45 in my Glocks than shoot 45 in a 1911. I love 1911s. I love shooting them. It doesn't bother me. But you do feel more recoil in a 1911 with the same load than you do in a Glock with the same load. If it's a Gen 4 or above where it has the dual recoil spin. It's just what it is. It is the way it is. What do you think, Pat?
I've got a 1911 that I love. It's the Remington R1 Enhanced. And it's just heavy. It shoots well. I've shot a lot through it. The thing is slick. And so... I've shot the 10 millimeter 1911s. I've got a video where I shot 2 of the Rock Island double stacks. Now, those were harder to hold on to because you were just trying to keep them from malfunctioning and keeping them on target. But like I said, my little R1, that thing is slick shooting, and I love it.
Cool. Yeah, let's see.
But yeah, my Glock 20, going back to his original, when you shoot some heavy 10 millimeter in it, you can tell it.
Yeah. Black bears are smart. Yes, they are. G-Wife got near 250, 300-pound black bear in Gatlinburg last year. Oh, cool. Congratulations. Okay. I hope they make good black bear burger.
Yeah, no, in Gatlinburg, I have sat, we go up there and we'll rent a cabin or something for a week. And you will watch them. We will literally look down the hill and you'll watch them. They'll go through the trash, walk down the road. They'll pull car door handles. It's wild. They actually know to pull a door handle. They'll open them up, get inside the car.
Yeah.
But we actually had one running around Athens about 2 weeks ago. You know where Athens is?
Yeah, I know where. I've been to Athens many times. So
Yeah, you can see them all over Facebook. That thing ran all over Facebook.
Yeah. Glock 43 loaded with beard shot is the best. Now, I just want to know what Mr. F and H is drinking tonight. That's all I want to know. All right. That's got to be
beard shot.
Beard shot. I had blackberries under my deck on top of Gatlinburg Mountain at 4,000 feet all the time. Bet you did. They love it up there where it's cooler.
Yeah, they claim to have, 1,600 bears in Gatlinburg?
That's a lot for a little area like that, like in Gatlinburg and the surrounding area. Yeah.
Well, when you're up on top of it, now we rented a chalet that was literally up on the top. You could look at the Ober Gatlinburg area. When you're up there, and we had the third story of it, man, you can see forever. You can actually see how much of that is undeveloped. It is just beautiful, especially in the morning when you're above the clouds. The clouds are, here, and then you can see the mountain chains above the clouds. It is just gorgeous.
Yeah, I bet it is gorgeous up there. Like, I mean, I wouldn't call them mountains; I'd call them hills. But everything's bigger than that. So the juice is conserving ammo at time of war. We have 400 bears here, as well as I'm 2 miles from State Park, Acapulco, Florida. Once it's gone, it's gone. Yep, that's true. Hollow point. No 9mm or 22 anywhere near me in central New York. Yeah, I can imagine that. 223 as well, he says. Any Panthers in that park? That's a good question. Drop it like it's Scott. I shoot only reloads now, saving all my factory ammo. More 10mm for us. Yeah, whoever didn't like 10mm. So yes, there is there too. 5.56 223 dry this week at inflating prices too. We had some coming to Cabela's today, and that's gone now. So
I laugh in 30-30 and obscure calibers.
I think the issue of Glock barrels isn't fully resolved. Glock says don't shoot lead. Buffalo Bore says the hard cast is fine for Glock barrels. Glock also says his barrels are fine for hot ammo. Yeah, I don't think it's fully resolved either when it comes to 10mm. But I didn't have to take it. I'm going to put in a KKM barrel. I'm probably going to do it on the 29 as well. Put in a little 4-inch KKM barrel where it sticks out just a hair. That'd be a good little shooter. Get a little bit more velocity than the 3.79 or whatever it is now. All I have at the moment is one 40 Smith & Wesson W pistol. Good. All right, that's all you need, man. Unless you have kids or wife or something that's got to do it too. Definitely Pat. Cool, lived in Central Florida 6 years. Dad grew up with red wolves in the Panhandle. Yeah, I saw one in Mississippi. They're not supposed to be in there, but they are. I saw one in Mississippi. It was the biggest coyote I'd ever seen in my life. When I described it to somebody, they told me that was a red wolf. So I saw a red wolf, and it was, it was a little bit lighter color than most, but it was a huge body on it. I was like, wow, that's a huge coyote. It was primitive weapons season in Mississippi, which in Mississippi you could use any gun manufactured and for a caliber before the year 1900. So I had a break action 4570 that H&R I used to have that I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, we can use this, right, for deer hunting. So there's that. My big buddy keeps a Kimber 380 in his pocket at all times. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. It's a pocket carry. Wouldn't be my first one. I handed it a contract for a 9mm. We can pick up 500 rounds of range ammo per week here in Orlando. Cool. Sorry I'm late. Gun club meeting. There you go. Just bought 800 rounds of 10mm. Do you think I need more? Yes. Depends on what you're stocking it for and what do you have it. I mean, if it's just for practice, absolutely you need yes. If that's your crap hits the fan, this is my pistol ammo, I hope you picked good ammo to stock. I hope it wasn't just like, Winchester that's really a 40 Smith & Wesson in a 10mm case. What do you think, Pat?
I cannot stand downloaded 10 millimeter. That just eats me alive. These companies that throw it out there, they're just trying to make you feel good about it.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. I put that stuff across a chrono, and seriously, you're sitting here looking at 10 millimeter that's subsonic. Why?
No, the Privy Partisan PPU, Full Metal Jackets. Now, granted, it was 9 degrees the day I shot it, but they were chronographing 180 grain bullets at 920.
Ooh.
Wouldn't, yeah, that's bad for 40 Smith and Wesson.
Yeah.
You're hoping to get 1,000, but out of my Glock Model 40, long barrel, that's bad for 1,000. The only thing you should shoot, if you're going to stock some Full Metal Jacket 10 mil, SIG. The SIG stuff is a moderate to good to moderate load. It's not a nuclear 1,300 feet per second load. It doesn't quite get the 1250 they say it does. It might get 1210, 1220 out of a Glock Model 40, but it feels like a 10 millimeter when you shoot it. You can tell the recoil difference. Now I'll go shoot herders and a lot of non-nuclear loads to just for practice, just to familiarize myself with the gun. But yeah, so the juice stocked up on ammo from 2013 to 2018 when 9mm Lawman was 180 for 1,000K and Federal 55 grain was $300 for 1,000K with $50 rebates. I cleaned house. Good. That's what I'm talking about. People, you need to buy ammo every paycheck and step it up. So buy ammo every paycheck. Let's see.
I buy a little something most places I go.
Yeah, a little something. So you have something.
Well, I mean, just being a YouTuber, it's like, I'll use this one day.
Absolutely. Well, hunted a bunch of places, but never Gatlinburg. There's not a lot of places to hunt on there. What do you thought on the Palmetto State Armory Dagger 9mm? Well, when they come out with it, has it even come out yet?
No.
I'd love to have one. I'd love to try it out. That would be fun. I'd like to have a little Glock mag, double stack that I could beat around and throw around and not have to carry and be a trade-off gun or whatever, but that's that. What do you think?
I think I would dig it. Now, when they came in with it, it was recently, 6 or 8 months ago, introduced. I said, that's about right. But I really would like to see somebody come in with some kind of cheaper platform that isn't based on a Glock. Maybe base it around the mags, but not just completely rip it off. What is that company? There's a company that's building. I am shaming myself by not being able to think of it. I'd have to go to Instagram real quick. But there's another company that just came out with a lower priced Gucci Glock. And I held one the other day, and I just really couldn't justify the $900 price tag. I'd rather just. Huh?
Was it Shadow Systems?
Yes, that's it. They've got a whole shelf of them down in Cleveland, and I held one of them. It was threaded. It was already RMR cut. I understand. I get it, but I just couldn't. I'd rather take one of my $500 Glocks and do what I want to with it.
Yeah, definitely. What's that? Has that CCI 180 grain Full Metal Jacket brass hit Alaska yet? And have you tried it? Far from full power, but 575 foot-pounds rated don't sound bad. No, it hasn't hit that. No, I haven't seen any CCI Full Metal Jacket brass yet. And you're right. It's not terrible, but it isn't what the SIG is. Like, if I saw that, I would buy the SIG ammo unless that was just that much cheaper. So SIG ammo when you're buying the 10 millimeter Full Metal Jackets. Like, that's what I recommend. Is enough. Now you can buy like Underwood Full Metal Jackets, and they're the bonded, the Spear bonded Full Metal Jacket, total metal jacket bullet, and the 165 grains. That bonded Full Metal Jacket, you could use that as bear protection and practice for $39.99 a box of 40 or a box of 50 here in Alaska. So that's not a bad way to go either. Glock 20 or Rock Island. How many problems did you have with Rock Island? I've seen so many problems with Rock Island from different people. Like it's not even a choice. Glock 20.
The gun itself was great. The mags, I had 4 magazines and 2 of them were just junk. So you were 50-50 on the mags. If they would iron out their mags, I really liked that Rock Island double stack. But if it came down to me grabbing something and running, I've got a Glock 20 over here in the safe that I would just pull out, grab the mags, grab a box of ammo, and just take off with it. It wouldn't even be a second thought. So yes, Glock 20 versus that Rock Island double stack. I had 2 of them in the same video, 4 magazines, and 2 of them were just junk. So yeah, if Rock Island could take the magazine out of the equation, we might think about it. But like I said, I've got a Glock 20. I just grab it and go. I've got no qualms with that thing.
Yeah, John Phaser, who's usually in here, he had issues as well. He had to send it back to the factory twice. My preferred to go to one pistol is a G20 stock with Trijicon night sights with a 180 grain SIG full metal jacket ammo. It's 1225, 600 foot-pounds energy out of the G20 and 48 cents a round. That's not a bad idea. I do think you, just like 9mm, you're better off carrying some type of hollow point until you have to shoot full metal jackets. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, Underwood 155 grains are going to get you darn over 700 foot-pounds of energy. And, you know, you can buy a bunch of them or hand load too, a bunch of them, but that's that.
I've got the True Glows on mine, the fiber optic and night sight. That's what I like on my 20.
Yeah, I don't like fiber optics. I've seen too many of them break and fall out, the little fiber optic piece. So I got Trijicon night sights on both my 29 and my 40. So
this one hadn't fallen out yet. This is an old school Gen 2.
Yeah. Greg V, any reliability concerns with KKM barrel and Glock 20 and 29? No. I will to tell you, if you are prone to limp wristing, the fully supported chamber is going to catch you more. You won't go fully up in there. So don't limp wrist, because Glocks are bad on limp wristers. Glocks are bad on limp wristers. If you limp wrist them, they will jam. They are bad on that. They're not the only gun that's bad. 1911s are bad on it. Canics are probably worse than Glocks. But they are bad on that. So,
I put a silencer co barrel in my 23. You want to talk about tight? That one, I don't care how hard you hold it. For the first bunch of rounds, I literally just had to let it wear in because silencer co said not to grind on it. And they just built that barrel way too tight for that Glock 23.
Oh, wow. But has it broken in really well?
Yeah, it broke in, but it took a lot of going. Because, I mean, that was their instructions. They said, don't try to polish the feed ramps. Don't grind on it. They said, just go. So that's what I did. Now it's running great, but that's just what I wound up with the silencer co barrel in the Glock 23.
480 to 530 for 1,000 rounds of 10mm. That's a good job. Yeah, that's better than $34 a box up here for the SIG stuff. Cans and ammo, you never have enough. I'm spending 80 cents a round. I'm buying PPUs, 175 grain, match 308. I've heard good things about that. I haven't had good luck with PPU ammo, but I'm glad you have. You know, so there's that. Love 6 Salyer for home defense and 10mm. Otherwise, I'm using 140 grain extreme penetrators. Yeah, so that 10mm round will separate, and the jacket and the core will separate in 10mm. In the SIG, I would definitely look at XTPs from Underwood. So that's that. So yeah, so they're talking about the PSA Dagger show, and it's super cool for $299. Have you ever had any of the SIG Sauer rounds, the hollow points, like lose their jacket, Pat?
I haven't tested any of them. That's one of the things about that SIG Sauer stuff. I haven't played with it yet.
Yeah, so the full metal jacket ammo is great for 10mm because it's the only like full power 10mm that's reasonably priced out there. But like, and by reasonably priced, I mean only an arm and not an arm and a leg. But like, like their hollow points, if I tested it in a gun where it's going significantly faster or at the bullet velocity, my Glock 21 standard barrel, all right, not the long thing I got in it now, but the 45 just jacket separated. The let's see, what was it? The M&P 2.0 jacket separate. Then there was the Glock 40, the jacket separated. They separate. They penetrate decent, but they separate, and you might get under penetration, or that's that. So I wouldn't recommend using them unless you got a short barrel gun. They did great in my Glock 43, for example. I bet they do okay in like the Glock 29 or the Glock 30. They did good in. So. All right, this is something I need to talk about. I'm not clear on mods. I heard any mod to your gun can be used against you in a home defense situation. Does that apply to sight? My only mod is Talon grips. So, there has never been a case where a person's modified gun got them convicted when they wouldn't have been convicted anyway. So, like, if it was a home defense situation where someone broke in and you shot them and you had a modified gun, it was clearly self-defense. There's never been a case where a person was convicted because they had a modified gun. It doesn't exist in jurisprudence, as far as I know. Jurisprudence, is that the right term? I don't even know. I'm not a lawyer. Now, prosecutors try to harp on it. Defense attorneys are good at saying that's irrelevant. These are the facts. So it's not like it's never going to be said. Trigger jobs are the same thing. He tried a trigger job. You should fine him for a trigger job. All that blah 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 blah. Convict him. He was trying to kill people for this trigger, and it's like, no, he was trying to defend himself with the trigger. The defense attorney. So there's never been a case of that. Now that doesn't mean that it couldn't in a wrong court. If Kim Gardner is your city attorney or whatever, but is what it is. So there's never been a case someone losing for that. Now, if it wasn't self-defense, if you pulled the gun out and they turned around and ran away and you ran out of your house and shot them in the back as they were running away and it wasn't immediate life-threatening danger, and you had modifications on your guns, that's when they use it to say your state of mind wasn't correct and you went after a person who was no longer a threat to you. And, the proof is in you lightened your trigger and you modified your sight so that you could hit them better. So like they will use it against you that way, but that's not, you didn't commit self-defense there. In most states, if they're running away from you on your property, you need to let them go. Right. So what do you think, Pat?
Some states, I can't remember which states they were, but there actually are some states where you can fear for your neighbor or the public around you. There was 4 teenagers that came into a guy's house. I'd really have to get online and Google it. But 4 teenagers came into a guy's house with a knife. He wound up, they ran off after he pulled a gun and he shot 2 of them in the back in his yard. And they let him off because he feared for the people they were heading toward. I would have to absolutely look that up. And of course, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't pull that lawyer speak out of the thing. But yeah, he actually got away with shooting 2 of them in the back because he feared for the people they were running toward. Now, that would be an extra special situation.
Alaska Ballistics, hello. Chuck, how's the weather way up there? Way up here, it was about 85 degrees today. So way too hot. That's why I moved here, so I wouldn't have to experience 85 degrees or hotter.
I wish it was 85.
Yeah. You're sitting going, please let it be 85 and no humidity, please.
So, oh man, we were 95 and full humidity. And I'm working on my little flip house, and I'm the air conditioning guy, but I haven't turned my air on yet. So it is just hot.
Anyone tried the new double tap 80 grain 223 long range round? Nope, I have not. No desire to be honest, because my guns shoot too good with the 62 grain Barnes TSX, and I'm just going to stay with that. That's what we're loaded for when a crap hits the fan. 62 grain Barnes TSX. And then the rest is SS109, M855 ball that hits in about the same place. So anyway, what do you think, Pat? Have you tried that round or heard of that round?
I have not yet. I'm just now getting into the heavy 223 stuff.
Yeah.
See, I've got a barrel. I've got a barrel that just eats up that lighter weight AMAX, and I'm shooting definitely sub MOA, sometimes half MOA with it. So I haven't even gotten into the heavy stuff yet.
Nice. Gunshot in Minnesotan's got a good channel too, so y'all make sure you go subscribe to him. It's a good little guy, good little channel. So, Chook said on a recent video that you, Chuck, bully him. Yeah, I do. He just says the stupidest things, and like in public and in like, what does this mean? And like no, the other day there was I texted him a video of a bear walking in the somebody's house, and I go, yeah, that bear ain't no slouch. And he goes, well, what do you mean by no slouch? And he goes, he texted me that was a big bear, and I go, yeah, that bear was no slouch. He goes, what do you mean by slouch? I'm like, common sense. He's not. He's a big bear. He's not a slouch. He goes, I thought they had a hump, not a slouch. I'm like, oh.
You spent too much time in the South. Your roots are in the South. That ain't no slouch.
Ain't no slouch. Yeah.
You're speak that Chuck or Chook just won't get.
Well, it's like common sense, dude. Ain't no slouch. That's not just a Southern term, though. Everybody's said that before.
No, you have to have that whole vague context of living in the South.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, here's something. If you reload ammo, it's great. Don't get me wrong. I love doing it. But if you paid yourself minimum wage per hour you spent doing it, you don't save any money. Agreed or not? Disagree?
If I'm shooting anything, well, I'll load 38 because I like to make my own power factor. That's the only time that I will go that cheap. 44 Magnum and up is all I will load. So many people are like, are you set up to load 9mm? No, I'd rather go get a job at McDonald's. That's not to say anything bad about McDonald's, but I will not load 9mm. So, yes, time is also a concern.
I load 9mm. So
I won't. I don't do it.
Yeah. Oh, I've been around when there was no 9mm before, and now I know there's that. So,
I'm like 44 mag and up, because once you get to that, let's say 60, 80 cents a round, it makes sense to me, and then I can load subsonics, I can go heavy, I can do whatever I want to.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of people can't make a Glock malfunction. I totally agree with you there. Smith was Smith, snagged from J&G 200 rounds, copper butterfly, definite ammo for $49.99. Couldn't resist. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. That's a good deal. See, Chook said on a recent video, Chuck bully him. I start to laugh, but he never breaks character in his videos. Haha, what gives? Yeah. A lot of it is we do a lot of joking between each other, but he's a good guy. You know, I don't know why he complains. I bought him a gun for Christmas a few years ago. He hasn't bought me a gun. Yeah.
I can't help but laugh at the frozen. I'm sure you remember the video.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I fell over when I saw that. He left it in the video.
Yeah. Oh, and he does his fair share of bullying me, too. Calling me Bubba, and what Bubba carries in bear country. And he calls me, I forgot what else he did. Oh, the baby bear thing. When really, my bear was bigger than his. He made that whole video on quick care.
Other than you poking jokes at the brothel thing, he totally left the frozen booger in the video. For you guys lacking what is that? Lacking context. Yes. Yeah. Chook absolutely left a Chuck frozen booger in his mustache. I'm sorry to bring that up in your live feed, but yes, it's 50-50, guys.
Yeah, it's 50-50. He gives and takes. So sometimes he takes more than he gives, but I'll tell you one thing though. I'm pissed at him because we're supposed to do these 9mm reloading together, and he has done zero work on it. Nothing. And I'm calling him out in the live chat. He needs to get his butt in gear. All right. So y'all go over to his channel, Chooks Outdoor Adventures, and tell him Chuck said you got to get your butt in gear on 9mm. Everybody needs to go over there and make like 10 comments each. So
I need to get my button gear on some 4570. It's just too hot upstairs right now.
Oh, dang straight. But you're the air conditioner guy, so.
Yeah. See, I've got the little project house in town that I don't have the air on, and I've got my upstairs that I don't have the air on.
Sam did a test on one. Are you Dan O'Neill? Do you mean Gun Sam Revolver Aficionado on 155 grain XTP? I think it's too lightweight for 10mm, but it's custom Glock jam. Now if it's Gun Sam, he has a Glock 41 that he put a barrel in. He did not put an extractor in it. So there's that. Because you got to change the extractor and the ejector from 10mm too, if I'm not mistaken, if you want to convert 45 to 10mm. So he had that as well. And then once you start messing around with changing calibers in a Glock, you can get some jams, except for 357 SIG to 40 and so forth. But if you put a smaller diameter round in what should be a bigger diameter hole, you're going to get some jams sometime. It's that simple. You're lucky you only jammed once or twice, So, yeah. Have you tried the 245 grain full metal jacket 44 mag? I found some at Midwest USA. I have not, but I will definitely try if I can. Solomon's Outdoor Reviews. Also another good channel. Make sure you go check them out. And I'll skip down the chat here.
I haven't seen Solomon's yet. I'll have to go check that one out.
There we go. Let's see, time to change. What about reloaded self-defense ammo? I was told not to use it. Same thing. Never been a conviction on it. It's just a thing that the cops could harass you about, or the prosecutor could harass you about. But if you were in a self-defense situation, there's never been a conviction based on that. Y'all got to look up what is it, the Gun Lawyer or whatever on YouTube. There's some good gun law firms, and he does several videos on this subject. So,
well, as for reloaded, prove it beyond the head stamp.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to the cops if they ask, but
No, you shouldn't even talk to the cops, but literally just prove it beyond the head stamp. You might have 3 that are marked RP. You might have one that's marked Underwood. Who says you didn't just grab a handful of ammunition that was factory loaded?
Yeah, all my mags are mixed mags. I know Paul Harrell says not to mix them, but geez, I mean, I got what's left over after testing, so I got mixed mags in just about every gun except for my carry guns, But if I pick up a gun that's in my house to defend myself, it's got a mixture of ammo in it, 100%. So
I'm too OCD for that. It eats me up.
I'm too cheap to buy buy more. Oh, I have like plenty of 124 grain HST plus Ps, but they're like it's stocked away in storage, and I don't want to get those out to fill my mags. You see what I'm saying? So like if I've had some critical defense left over, okay, so there's some critical defense mixed in with 124 HSTs. I'll let you know which one works better when I have to shoot somebody breaking into my house. Okay?
Gotcha. Yeah. But no, I like to pay attention to when that trigger breaks and what the gun does. And it sets off my OCD when I have different things happening. It's just
I just don't feel a difference between 9mm unless it's like the 147 grain plus B Buffalo Bore and the 90 grain Extreme Defender. Like that's the only difference I'm going to find in like 9mm or anything else for that matter. Wheeled and Weld Arms. What's up, man? Missed the Razor Core 77 grain. Yeah, I never got a chance to test that. 6mm ARC. What do you know about it? I know it's a new AR caliber. What do you know, Pat?
I am 0 on it. I have no practical application to it because I have not touched it yet.
Yeah, I know Hootie Who just came out with a video on it. He's a good, I text him on Instagram sometimes or message him on Instagram. He's a good guy. I think it would be an excellent improvement as a combat round for soldiers, with a bigger bullet, longer range, some fragmentability type things. Jacket would be better, more energy, not by a lot, but enough. So I think it'd be a much better gun. But that's that.
Yeah, it's just too new for me. I'm actually making a trip to Brownells in August with Arcom. So maybe I'll get to play with some of that new stuff when I go up there.
Cool. So to buy a few boxes of self-defense and keep the boxes in case you go to court. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't always keep my boxes, but that's probably the right idea. That's probably the right thing to do. Texas happened. The guy shot 2 in the back as they were robbing neighbor's house. He did that while he was on the phone with cops. An undercover cop across the street from his house. It's on YouTube. Oh, wow.
So is that the context for the story I was talking about?
Looks like. Slouch, slow couch.
Or fast recliner. I just hit 5% on my battery, so I may be exiting soon.
Yeah. All right, man. Talk Alaska when you talk to Chook. They said Chuck also believes in Sasquatch. No, I don't. I do not believe in Sasquatch. I don't know why you would say that, Darth Yogi. That's weird.
Did y'all see my comment on that one? Y'all were Chook's video was talking about y'all being Sam Squatch hunters. And he said this is scat, and you said that's bear scat. And I said next time taste it. You can tell an obvious difference between bear scat and Squatch scat. I was just making a joke about biting on some poop, but you know.
Oh, I saw this today. Yeah. Had a black bear come up behind the lady, stood up next to her. She took a selfie. Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy. So Hyper 9 versus Hyper 44. I like them all. Yeah. I think Hyper 44 wins, though. Just a little bit. There you go. Crank out 50 rounds under 10 minutes on the press. There you go. My Glock 20 runs like a champ. My Glock 19 will not stay open battery last round. I don't mind that. I'm just one of those people who wants the stuff working 100%. Most of the time, that happening is user error because your grip is too high and you've got your thumb on the grip. So try it one-handed with your thumb down and then see if it happens. If not, then it's a magazine issue. Most of the time, your magazine springs might be weak. Glock magazine springs do get weak, especially if they get wet when they're loaded. So, 40 Smith & Wesson for their stimulant for Woods Defense, 200 grand, and we've got views really fast. Have you found any methodology to help get better visibility views? Congrats on 10,000 subs. You were growing real fast. I don't feel like it's real fast growth. I mean, it's taken 3.5, 4 years to get there. But yeah, that video did good. Any 10 millimeter versus video does good. Any 6.5 Creedmoor versus video does good. As far as number of views, I mean, the best video on my channel is also the stupidest 6.5 Creedmoor versus 270. I mean, who would compare those two rounds? But it's got like 240,000 views and has made $600 or $700 in advertising money over its time. So, like, it's like one of the 4 videos I have that's paid for themselves and other videos. So that's that. At 308, 110 grain, 30 carbine bullets tumbling. My Tokarev factory are 306 and 307, and cast 314 work fine. Interesting. All right, let's see if we got any other questions. In Texas, like one time, got a huge Brahma on my property with a AR-15, 5.6. Only took 2 shots, one head and one to the chest, 100 yards. What's a Brahma? Pat, I think, is frozen on us.
No, I'm here. I was just trying to focus.
Yep. All right. Just heard about 6. Yeah. Video. Yep. All right. Would you recommend someone moving to Alaska? I live in Kansas. No, we don't want to move to another state. Just don't know where to. And no, we want to move to another state. Just maybe to South Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Wyoming. it depends on what you're doing. If you have a YouTube channel or you write or something, you can work anywhere. Out of all the states you've listed, I would go to Wyoming. It's the least populated. It's got a lot of game. When we drove through Wyoming, there were antelope everywhere. We saw over 500 antelope driving through Wyoming on the way up here. So anyway, I would move to Wyoming. The winters are tough, but it's mild enough, and the springs and the falls get mild enough for you to still farm and grow and everything like that. So I would definitely look at Wyoming, eastern Wyoming, western Wyoming, doesn't matter. That's where I would go out of all of those. What would you say, Pat?
I want to visit Wyoming at least one time. But yeah, he's got a South Georgia, Alabama, Florida, or Wyoming. That's a pretty wide swath there. South Georgia, Alabama, I don't see too many big differences because I've spent some time there. Florida, it depends on what part. But of course, Wyoming, that great, wild, wide open, that would just be an experience.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that's a wide open comment there.
From a bull. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I haven't slept much, and it's been an hour and a half almost. So, Pat, what do you have coming up on your channel? Let everybody know that so they can see.
Well, on my channel, I've got the Marlin Dark 336. I'm about to do the Henry X4570 on the ARFCOM channel, AR15.com. I've got the Ruger, that 1022 binary trigger from Franklin Armory. I've got that coming up. I've got a few things coming down the line, so yeah, I'm working between the two channels now, so it's a little tough to juggle. But yeah, we've got some cool stuff coming up. Then I'm going to Brownells, like I said, in late August. The IV 8888 going in October to that shoot. That thing is freaking fun. Went last year and loved it. Cool. So yeah, we've got some stuff coming up.
Cool. All right. So up on my channel, again, I've got some 30-06 video coming out tomorrow, 40 Smith & Wesson next week. After that, 10mm versus 44 Magnum. We've got the shirts. Don't forget to get entered in the contest. Support your favorite gun tuber on Patreon, whether it's Pat or me or anybody else. Subscribe Star, Gun Collective. I support Military Arms Channel and a few others. So yeah, make sure you go support those people. We're on Patreon as well. I've got the t-shirts. I'm going to make sure the t-shirt link is in here one more time. There we go. So I've got 10 of them sold, or 9 of them sold so far. And it's the Alaskan flag with all gun laws or infringements on it. So the Big Dipper with the North Star here at the bottom. So anyway, thank you very much, guys. Take care. God bless. We'll see you later.